name is Candika Marinelli, and I came to the River Fund 1996. I was looking for a volunteer opportunity, and at the time I was introduced to the River Fund founder, Majaya Sati Bhagavati, and at gathering, and at the end of the gathering she said, anyone that wants to volunteer, go sign up in the back of the room. And I did immediately. At that time, they were doing work with children with AIDS, and that had been something that I felt I wanted to do. And so those were the first volunteer opportunities that I was involved in. Over the years, that volunteer opportunity grew into more and more involvement with the River Fund. I was speaking with the executive director, Swami Durgadas, frequently. And because I don't live close, I'm about 50 miles away from the actual food pantry, I said, what can I do from home? So we kept exploring opportunities, and I fell into the slot of grant writer. So through the River Fund, I had numerous opportunities to learn how to write grants, and we expanded more and more through funding on those levels. As the River Fund began to grow in both its function and the number of people that it served, there were more and more needs that were being created. And I was always very comfortable working with Swami in that we would try to problem solve on numerous occasions, different levels. And it led us to the Food Bank of New York City. And once we got accepted as partners or as recipients in the food bank, obviously the amounts of food that we had available increased dramatically. As the food increase came, numbers of people served came, and again we were seeing more and more needs that needed to be met. Over the course of the years, it's just been an ongoing opportunity to grow and to do more, and just to see the wonderful work that gets done. Well, number one, it has to do with the people that are involved in the service itself. There's a strong connection for me. It's a very heartfelt connection to the key players here, Swami Durgadas, the founder, Majaya, and what runs behind the service, and that is, again, the giving. And this is a all-volunteer organization at this point. No one's paid for what they do, and so it's everyone's desire to just step outside of themselves to do something for someone else. And it's a calling. I cannot find this in my community at this level, and so it has to do with the people that are integral to how it's working right now. It is a family, and it's a community. This is where I am most comfortable and where I truly just need to be. And so there are no more questions as to why do I come here. I just do. It's just the way it is. Now the vibe and the feeling is certainly very strong, and that's a major element. But it is there's this sense of community and commitment, and people, the recipients of the pantry, when they come through and their comments to you, when they say bless you for handing them something, when they say you people are really doing good work, no one has helped me like this before. So there is something that goes on here that probably does set it apart from other pantries. There's a respect for every individual that comes through, their dignity, their circumstance, and also non-judgment. Someone could come in and someone says, do they really need to be here? Or why are they getting food? Or they just came. And there's not an element of, prove your need, you can't have this. Everybody walks away with things when they come. So that, I really think, is another key point, is the non-judgment, and there's not limits on people as they come through. No matter what their station is, they're all treated the same, with respect. And That's a good thing. See, funding is always an issue, so, additional donations for just general operating expenses, and the physical space itself. We've started from small little confines of a very small garage. We've expanded that space. Most of the services now are actually put outdoors when the clients come. So we've moved outside that small garage space, completely down a driveway. Storage is such an issue, so it comes down into just the building itself. So we've more than outgrown the area that we're in right now. And with the way in which we do seem to get what we need, it really is about the physical space right now. If we could have wishes come true, it would be a space that would be large enough to incorporate a small kitchen, storage facilities, to have an actual community center where not only do we give the food out, but as we do once a month with nutrition education, to have areas where we can put facilities in where we can educate people about good nutrition. And children, of course, are such a big part of our program. If we could incorporate an after-school program for the kids and things along that line, that's exactly where we're at and what we need, and that's about a space. So funding for the space, the ability to help support the space once we have it, and from there, I think, the opportunities are almost limitless. For us right now, I feel the grants are available. The thing of it is, always with grant writing, it's a competitive process in that you may be doing very good work and you write great grants, but you're only one of several hundred people applying for so much money. So I think for our particular needs, the grants are pretty affluent, that they are there, but it's the time and the element of researching and writing, because a grant from inception to completion and determination can be a 6-month process, so it's not a fast turnover. Oh, well, our very first grant came from Kraft Foods, which morphed over into Altria, and they gave us our first van, which allowed us to do our outreach services, and that's what we were doing predominantly in the beginning, because space was really small then, so we were very mobile in taking goods and services into long-term healthcare facilities, into city parks, onto the streets of Coney Island. So that van was a significant start for us. After that, corporation foundation funding, the Hilton Foundation is a good supporter of the River Fund. America's Second Harvest was a good funder, and Broadway Cares has always been very supportive of the River Fund. So, it's corporate, it's foundations, and since then also now we are just getting into more government funding, and that's a new venue for us. The belief that $10 or $20 is not enough is wrong. Most funders, an average donation probably is around $20. But what someone fails to see is that not only are they giving 20, but 1,000 other people are giving 20, and boom, there you go. So the dollar amount is never too small, and don't judge yourself that a dollar amount identifies you as a good or a bad funder, because that's not true. Secondly, many people don't even know that if they look at where they're employed, usually there's an employee funding program, or if a group of employees get together and put a donation, their employer may match that donation. So matching funds is a great way for a group of people to donate. Volunteer time is excellent. Services pro bono, people can write grants, they can do anything on a professional level that saves the River Fund money, is an excellent source of donation. So it's limitless. Gifts in kind are always welcomed. A can of food is a can of food. It's not too small. Someone that's looking to give, don't edit yourself and don't say, I don't have enough, because everything is absolutely welcomed, and it's all good. Well, it would be in that community center service level. that it's really a full functioning pantry where we can meet as many needs as an individual needs when they come through. Recently, in the last year, we became an HRA food stamp site, one of only 2 in the Queens area. So that's a really significant increase in our service availability to our clients. And in my heart, I believe that if we have that center available where we can have people here on a regular basis to implement additional services on a level that's complementary to what people need. And that's what we find out. As people come through our lines, we're talking to them and they're talking to us. We find out what it is they're not having met, being at a poverty level. And for some people, this is a new experience. They've never been here before. This is a first-time experience to come get food. And they're also struggling with other needs, whether it's rent, whether it's medical care, whether it's something to do with their children, abuse situations, that we become able to help direct them to other resources that will help them. We can do things that help stretch the dollars that they do have, earn taxed income credits. There's so many things that can still be done for people that we're not doing, that once we have that center, I think these doors are going to really open, and it will become a place that people are comfortable with. They can trust that they're being cared for in a way that is not going to come back and create problems for them in some ways, whether they're an illegal immigrant or if they're on Social Security. You know, some people don't know what it is they are entitled to. What can they actually do, you know, to receive more help? And that's exactly where I think that center is going to take our client. Part of the mission is to feed everyone, and that means feeding them in so many ways more than food. And we have to have the physical body taken care of first, and then mentally, emotionally, and spiritually is what comes in through all the other services. And just the interaction. This is a group that really gets in with the clients. And there are connections. I can't tell you how many times I've seen people, they have tears in their eyes, or they give you a hug, and it is so humbling because I'm thinking, it's like the donating thing. On one level you feel like, I'm really not doing that much, and yet I'm getting such a reward in it, and it's not being done for reward, but without expecting it. Here are people going, God bless you. And the first few times I ever heard that, it just stopped me in my shoes going, look at this person, homeless, this person on drugs, whatever, and they're telling me, God bless you. And that's it, that's the fuel right there that makes you